G'day, it's Collectric Dreams, and a little while ago I did one of these videos where I covered off one of my other hobbies, which is collecting coins, including precious metals. And I've got myself a little delivery. Well, I've got a couple of deliveries. I've got a delivery there, and I've got another delivery there, and I've got some deliveries here. So I figured I'd just go through them all and talk a little bit about them, and also do some openings here. And I'll be seeing these for the first time myself. So I'm going to have to, I suppose, be a little bit careful to make sure that any personal information doesn't come out. Just because we can't really trust the internet these days. So let me just have a quick look in here. Right, that's fun. Wasn't expecting that. Hang on, I'm going to have to do some clearing of this into this bag I just actually, tell you what, let's put that aside for a second. I'm going to need a bigger bag, so I will get this one. We'll open him up first, that way I can use the bag. Right. Put that there. Now I can use this bag to put some of this stuff in so it doesn't go flying all over my floor. It's an interesting way to pack it, to be honest. God, it's not working. I've got stuff going everywhere. Well, fortunately it's not showing up too much because I'm doing it off camera here, but yeah, alright, I'll just keep making a mess. Goodness me. Right, we're getting there. Okay, I think that's that. Alright, make sure I'm not throwing anything away that of value. So, that. Now I'll do this one as well. Riveting video, I know, but I was not anticipating this much difficulty. But here we are. When you buy precious metals, it's a good thing, I suppose, that I only buy from bullion dealers mostly. It's a good thing that they take so much time and effort to make sure they're safe and packed well and packed discreetly. Because if, they were poorly packed or marked, hey, precious metals herein, pretty sure I wouldn't get my mail. So, nearly done. See what I mean? Holy overkill. There we go, nearly done. Right, we're through it. Okay, good God. So, I've got a bit of a selection today. What is going on there? It's got gunk in it. That looks like it's been handled. Fortunately, that's only copper. I guess we'll start with the copper. I don't collect copper at all, really, apart from pre-decimals, Australian coins. This is, I don't like the look of that at all. It looks like it's been just, I don't know what's going on with that. If that was silver or gold, I'd be ticked, and I'd be having a word to the dealer and saying, this stuff looks like it's been handled to me. But anyway, so I've got selection. Copper, this stuff was cheap as hell, so I don't really mind. I just got it because I like the design on it. It was cheap, so I just grabbed a few of them. The more expensive stuff, obviously, is the silver. And I've even got a bit of gold here as well. So let's start off, I suppose, with the copper. I don't mind handling this one. The rest of the stuff I'll throw gloves on. So this is from Germania Mint. If you can see it there, we've got Germania there. That's probably the best angle I can show. Lady Germania, who's become queen and now reigning over the lands. And then on the back we've got half mark Germania. So this is a, what is this? I think it's a half ounce of copper. So I just grabbed a few of those just because they're cheap, and I just thought, you know what, bugger it, I'll get a couple of coppers. So yeah, but as I said, what's going on with this one over here where it's got like gunk on it? Ugh, what is up with that? Anyway, yeah, so those are the coppers. Moving on, I've got two Germania Mint, same design. So this is 1 ounce silver each, 4 nines fine. And I do collect silver, and I love Germania Mint, my favourite mint. So I collect for basically both my kids, 2 boys, so one of each. And I buy this every year for them, the annual series where it's released every year. Just basically, you know, continuity through the years, where I think the coins themselves are absolutely stunning. They obviously come in these protective cases to keep them, you know, from being tarnished, which is what happens when they come into contact with human skin or, you know, other contaminants. So this is a surefire way to keep the silver looking pristine, where, you know, over time silver can, you know, deteriorate, and so this keeps them safe and keeps them looking pristine. So in this instance we've got certificates of authenticity, and we've got year of 2006, 99, well, 4 nines fine silver, basically as pure as you can get on the, you know, market, and 1 ounce, 10,000 pieces of each of these, well, 10,000 pieces minted. So nice little certificate of authenticity there. Obviously nothing for the copper because it's not really worth that much. It's more just an interest piece. But this stuff, you know, ain't cheap. It's not as expensive as this stuff, but it's still not cheap. So that's the Germania Mint series stuff that I got through. Now, I did get my other favourite mint as well, and I've got some more silver coins here for starters, all 1 ounce, and I picked these up. These are the Australian wedge-tail eagle. If you can have a look at those. Wedge-tail eagle, obviously not the most well-known Australian bird, but we do have them, not compared to, like, say, the kookaburras, which we'll talk about in a minute, but they are popular to collect these ones, just because I suppose the American market, you know, they're big on their eagles as well. So the fact that, you know, there's Australian eagle options as well for those American eagle collectors makes them, I suppose, more valuable than, you know, some of the other coins that you can get with Australian animals, like, say, for example, the emu or the quokka or whatever. You know, the eagle's just probably a little bit more popular, I think. And here we've got 2026 eagle, 2025 eagle, and this one was sitting in the display shelf when I went the other day, and that's a 20, you might be able to see down the bottom there, that's a 2015. So he's, you know, 10 plus years old. And I saw him and I was like, well, I'll happily take him because, he's that much older. I paid an extra $10 to get him than what I did for these two. But I was happy to do it, even though it's the same weight in silver, same value in metal, but just a little bit of an extra premium just because it's a decade older. And on the back there, we can see the late Queen Elizabeth, and instead, obviously where she was reigning in 2015, and instead in the 25-26, we've got King Charlie. I don't know. I kind of like seeing Liz a little bit more. I think Charlie's a decent guy too, but there was something really, really majestic and about the Queen, whereas Charlie probably doesn't command the same gravitas, I don't think, as Liz did back in the day. But anyway, 3 eagles. Happy to grab those as well. I will deal with these ones before I deal with the other ones over here. Gold. A lot more valuable than the silver. Hell of a lot more valuable than the copper, that's for damn sure. And here, if I can try to get focus, 2 separate coins where we've got a 1/10 of an ounce 2026 Kookaburra, again Perth Mint, and 2026 1/4 ounce Year of the Horse. So 1/10 of an ounce, 1/4 of an ounce on the back. They're both 2026, so they'll both be Charlie on the back. Australian Perth Mint coins. Obviously very well protected in their little adorable little cases compared to, say, for example, the big silver case. Yeah, I personally like the look of silver more. But I mean, if anyone says to me, "Hey, do you want an ounce of silver or an ounce of gold?" Yeah, I'll take the gold. Ounce of silver is worth what, $100 spot price at the moment. Gold, I think, is about 6,100, 6,200 thereabouts. Massive difference. So 1/10 of an ounce there, 1/4 of an ounce there. I like the Kookaburras because I collect those for my youngest boy, and Year of the Horse being the year he was born. So that's little coins that'll go to my youngest boy there in time. One day when he's old enough to appreciate them. Hopefully he doesn't flip them for a quick buck when I'm not here anymore. Hopefully he appreciates the sentiment and obviously the value of the damn things, where I'm collecting them for him now. I've got stuff for my other boy as well, of course, but in this instance I grabbed these ones for him. All right, moving on. I'll save those ones to last. Here we have a 2024, again, Perth Mint, maximum mintage of 200,000. Again, fineness 99.99, 3 nines fine, silver, 1 troy ounce. And this one we have, bang, Year of the Dragon, coloured Australian Lunar Series 3 lilac version. So, speaking of Lunar, where my other son is Year of the Horse, my oldest boy is Year of the Dragon. So dragons I like to collect for him. This is obviously a coloured dragon. I've already got him a yellow dragon, but this one popped up at a pretty decent price, I thought, so I nabbed it because dragons are always really popular in my understanding of the lunar sort of stuff that follows the Chinese history. I think dragon is the most popular sign and the most desired in terms of, I've even heard stories of them, mothers not wanting to have their children before it ticks over into the Year of the Dragon. So it's a popular sign to have. You know, my oldest boy was. I mean, I don't believe in any of the superstitious stuff or anything like that, but I think it's cool that he's a dragon and not, you know, some of the lesser, cooler animals like a goat, for example. No disrespect to goat people out there. I'm a goat person. But I don't think I'm anywhere near as cool as a dragon. So there's that one. And then I've got these two, lastly. Perth Mint, again. One for each of my kids. And I think these are super cool, and you'll see why in a second. 2026 silver proof coin. Beautiful little display box, but I'll be taking them out of the boxes anyway because I keep my silver securely outside of boxes. But I'll take it out here and have a look at it. And I saw these, and I mean, it's not the most cost economical way to collect silver, like get the collector coins like this, but in this instance I couldn't resist. And as I said, you'll see why in a second. So we've got a certificate of authenticity in this one. Certificate number 1950. Maximum mintage of 10,000 of these being made. So first one we got 1950, and a little bit of extra information there about it, which is kind of cool. Again, purity 99.99%. This one 0.25 of a troy ounce, so we've got a quarter ounce of silver in this one. So by way of reminder, full ounce of silver there, quarter ounce of gold there, and so these ones are a quarter ounce of silver. So this other COA is for 1945, so pretty close. Would have been nice to have them in consecutive order, but you know, it's all good. Doesn't really matter. So let's have a look at these ones. Yeah, we'll get these out. And these have this little thing here which helps you lift them out. Get him, and we'll get the other one out as well. As I said, one for each of my boys. Now, there we go. I'll put them in one hand, otherwise I might drop them. They are quarter ounce Australian sovereigns. So, sovereigns, for anyone that don't know, these were released in gold, 100 odd years ago. Genuine currency, actually obviously used by people who had money. But so Australian sovereigns have about the gold ones that you can find, which I don't have, which I do want to get. I want to get a couple of them actually. They're tick under a quarter of an ounce, the gold ones, so I imagine they're roughly around about these sizes. Same design, not of the proof or anything, like sort of kind of worn out, but the same design as I understand it. This is like a remake, a replica, but pure silver. And you might be able to tell from the stuff that I've been talking about as to what drew me into these. We have, you can see a dragon and a horse, and obviously a guy riding the horse. And the second I saw that, I was like, yep, dragon and horse on the same coin. And a replica of a, well, not a replica, I keep saying replica. What's the right word? It's not a remake, it's a, I don't know how to describe it. But it's basically a modern take, let's call it that, a modern take on Australian classic gold coin sovereign. So I had to pick these up when I saw these come up because of that reason, the association with the Australian history, but also, I suppose, even more interesting to me, the fact that I could get dragon and a horse on the one coin, representing both, in my mind, my children. You're the horse, you're the dragon. So I thought, yep, that's a no-brainer. Got to grab those as well. So that's my little treasure stack, which I've sort of accumulated since my last video. So we've got all up here. What do we got? 5 of these little copper coins, 1/4 ounce each. So, you know, whatever. Bit over an ounce of copper, but that's not really worth much. It's just a collector piece for me. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, 6.5 ounces of silver, and 1/4 ounce and 1/10 of an ounce of gold, so 0.35 ounces of gold. So it really is a little treasure haul, which will obviously go into the collection. And yeah, I just wanted to share that for anyone that's out there today. I'm super impressed, obviously, with the Germania mint. They're just, as always, absolutely stunning. I just adore the designs. They look so cool. Some form, it's not an eagle, but sort of reminds me of an eagle / dragon on the back, even though it's not. It's more, I collect it for the Germania herself. That's why I collect those ones. And obviously the Perth mint stuff with the dragon and the horse is of a particular interest to me. Next video will be back to basketball cards and a few after that. And then I do have more silver on order. What I tend to do is some of the bullion stores here in Australia, they let you buy it and then they'll just hold on to it for you in storage for up to 3 months, so you can gradually dollar cost into it. You know, buy a little bit each week if you like, or every couple of weeks buy something, and then at the 3 months just say, hey, send it all to me in one hit. Obviously save on shipping that way too. So it'll be another couple of months probably, I think, before my next orders are available to get. But so yeah, we'll be back to the basketball cards in due course, where, you know, we'll be absolutely burning our money on that and not making any return on investment. Whereas this stuff, in my mind, a bit better to invest in. Gold, silver holds its value a bit more than that stuff. Not financial advice, just my personal collections. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Something different. Catch you next time.